Hey everybody, it's Kate. Let's see, are we recording? Let me just check here. If you're here, please say hi. Let me know who's there, that you can hear me. That's always a really good thing. I'm just checking here too. Um, it's been a little bit since I've done a live stream. I've been really busy with my upcoming event, and you can see I'm like it's one of those casual days. I'm in my t-shirt from Alaska and pulling things together. I've got piles and piles and piles of stuff to get ready. Pile for we're doing an intensive first and then the events, all that stuff is together. So let's see, let me know if this is coming over. I'm hoping it is. I'm just checking right now and can't tell if it is or isn't. So I just want to see. I'm just checking on my computer, but I want to see if it is coming out for you guys. Oh, there we go. Alrighty. So if you're here, please say hi. Just let me know. Oh, hey, Donna. How's your vacation? Send us some sunshine. I can't wait to hear all about it. And Cheryl, I see you're there. So I've got something really, really cool to talk to you about today. It's going to be a short little Facebook Live because my girl was already crying. She's hungry. So I want to just share this with you and then get back to all my plans. Because we're actually in good shape. Thank you, team, but with still a bunch of stuff that needs to get done. So I want to share this with you because I see so many entrepreneurs not doing this, and I don't care whether they're brand new, 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever. You got to be doing this in your business if you want to keep growing. And the other day I was out walking. I always love to walk, especially when I'm about to commence into an event or project or something, because it really clears my head, allows the creativity to flow. And it's cool when I go out walking because I see, the houses. I see there's also some beautiful gardens. I see when new flowers are growing. I see sometimes a house will be sold. Maybe there's a house every now and then being knocked down and rebuilding something brand new. I call them McMansions that are being built. And sometimes it's, they're renovating. They're adding something on. And that was the case. There was this house that's been there for like 10 zillion years. And they were adding on. That's what they were going to be doing. So I happened to have some time, and I started talking to the GC, to the contractor, and he said, "Yep." He said, we're adding an extra level to this house." And I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "How long do you think that'll take?" Because I just was curious, just making conversation. And so he would say, "Well, the first thing we have to do before we start anything is we have to make sure we have a really, really strong, solid foundation. Otherwise, if they go to add this on, as you can imagine, it will collapse, right? Because the ceiling will then become the floor, and if it's not strong enough, the walls aren't strong enough to support it. If there aren't enough support beams, it'll come collapsing down, which means everything in that previous level could be ruined. Their furniture could be ruined. If they've got artwork on the walls, that'd be ruined. If it's expensive artwork, it's really ruined. Any memorabilia, TVs, if there's a person below them, I don't know if the people moved out of the house or not during this while it's going on, but all that stuff, it'll just come like that and smash it and just trash everything. And that's not a good thing. So what they have to do before they even do anything is make sure the foundation is strong and solid. So I want to just share a live stream with you, sharing a couple of strategies on how to make sure you've got a really strong foundation in your business. So whether you're brand new and just starting out or you want to get to that next level, you want to take the time and go back and check this. So let me just take a sip of water, and I'm going to share my stuff. And anybody here, please say hi. Let me know where you're from, where you are, what you're doing, all that good stuff. And I'm just going to take a sip. So one thing I want to share with you, though, which was really interesting regarding this house, is that when I walked by it again, like 2 days later, it looked like the whole thing was practically up. And so one thing that's important to know is when you do have that really strong foundation, what you do add on to, those new things that you're up leveling, it'll go so much faster, just like that, than if you don't, because otherwise what happens is things will collapse. And so when you think about it, how often in your business have you gone, "Ooh, that looks cool," that bright, shiny object thing, "Ooh, that looks like fun, that looks like fun," and you go off and do it, and then, everything, your business kind of gets thrown off, things aren't happening as they should, things fall apart, all sorts of stuff, and it's taking up way too much of your time, energy, money, and resources trying to do it. So I want to really encourage you to listen to what I'm saying, maybe take a few notes, ask some questions to make sure you do have that strong foundation in place, so that way any growth that you are taking on will happen at a much easier, faster pace than it normally would. So here's what I've got for you. The first thing is you want to make sure you always have a plan for bringing clients into your business on a regular basis. Where I see so many entrepreneurs go wrong, it's like all of a sudden like, oh no, I need money. I got to figure out how to get clients. It's like, no, if you do this on a regular basis, if you always have a system that you're always implementing, whether it's daily or weekly or bi-monthly, whatever, and you're always doing it, you'll always have that flow coming in, okay? And so when you first start out, your business is probably going to be more basic. Usually that's when people do something like they might join, like, let's say like a BNI or some kind of other networking group, and they start meeting people. And that's okay when it first starts. Then as you grow your business, you get a bit more sophisticated, can handle more things, then you can start adding on the online things and all sorts of stuff. But you always want to make sure you do have that in place, because that way you need the money. You need the money to pay your bills, and you need the money for growth. And so I want to just recommend make sure you've got some kind of system, some kind of structure in place to regularly bring clients in. Okay, I know all this other stuff looks fun. Most entrepreneurs go, oh, but I want to redo my website, or I want to go figure out what colors my brand should be, or get some new glam shots or whatever. And that stuff's awesome, but that's not going to bring in the money. I'm just telling you that it's not going to bring in the money. So that's the stuff you do. That's the cherry on the sundae. That's what you do after the fact. The other thing you want to do is make sure that you've got a plan of how to be of service. So whether you are, you're working with somebody one-on-one, whether you've got an online program, where you've got an actual product, whatever the heck you're doing, you want to make sure you've got something there that you actually can offer them. And in the beginning, for a lot of people, it's typically, you're trading dollars for hours, right? It's like, oh, they want an hour with you and you charge them X amount. And maybe then they buy a package of them. But as you grow your business, it starts to change and evolve. Then it turns into maybe a more a program that's much has more in it, to really offer all sorts of things to that person, and it grows. Now, you could never just right out of the gate start a business and have a big, huge, year-long program, because you haven't done that other stuff first. You got to do the other stuff to grow to the next level. But you've got to have that way of helping people. You've got to have that in place, okay? And the other thing you want to do too, and for both of those things, of course, you always want to make sure you've got a follow-up plan. That's really, really critical, because a lot of people do go out and they network or meet people or connect with people on social media, but they don't have the follow-up plan. So for all these things, you want to have the follow-up plan. The third one that you need is you want to make sure that everything you're doing is aligned with your core values. So, and also not only your core values, but also your core capacities. So, for example, if you are not great at, if you're not a really big techie person, you don't want to have a system or strategy in place that's super techie unless you have the team to support you. Okay, and that's where a lot of entrepreneurs go wrong, is that they said that I'm going to figure all this out, and they spend all this time trying to figure something out, when A, they could have either hired someone, or B, chosen another way to get that same result that works more with their core strengths. Okay, so you always want to make sure that it's working with your core strengths, that it's what it's integrity, so it's sending your value, your value system, that you believe in it, to do this. And so if you can always be checking in your business, again, brand new, 5 figures, 6 figures, whatever, and make sure that you always have those three things in place, your business will grow so much faster. And as a result, less wear and tear on all your resources, less wear and tear in your time, less wear and tear in your energy, just your emotional level, because you won't always be putting out fires, and you'll be, making more money, and you'll be spending less on things that don't make sense. So let me just see if anybody has any questions. I'm going to just check here right now. Hey, Leslie, good morning. How are you? And Don, I bet your vacation is amazing. I can't wait to hear about it. I'm still holding the tension. We might get you here next week. So any questions on what I just mentioned? I just want to see, because it sounds like something like, yep, you're going to say, yep, Kate, that makes total sense. But I would guarantee you and bet almost any amount of money that most of you aren't doing this in your business. And so if you aren't doing it in your business, I would challenge you to ask yourself why. Why aren't you doing it in your business? Like, what is going on that is stopping you from doing that? Is it that you don't know how to do it? Is it that you don't have the time to do it? Is it that maybe you've tried things and they haven't worked? What the heck is holding you back? If I can help you, reach out. Let's have a conversation. Maybe you need a bit of mentorship. But it's so critical that you are doing these three things, which again is having a plan to bring in clients. Again, no matter what level, obviously the more you grow, the more sophisticated your plan goes, but you always have to have that plan in place that's always operating. So that's another, I just want to add that as a contingent. Don't just have a plan in place, make sure you're actually using your plan, okay? Because some people go, oh yeah, I've got a system, but they don't do it, you know? Oh yeah, when I network, I know exactly what I'm gonna do, but then they don't go out and network. So make sure you do have that in place. And the second thing is make sure you know how you want to be of service. And the last thing is make sure everything you're doing is aligned with your core capacities and also your core values. Okay, so that's something I want to share with you, get you guys in your brilliance so you're rocking and rolling this year and making a pile of money and most importantly, building a business and life that you really love. So I will be next week. I can't wait. Again, the intensive and then the live event. And it's going to be awesome. So everybody send me lots of positive energy. I can't wait to be teaching all this stuff to everybody. And I want to wish everybody a wonderful weekend. Take care.